What if the stability of a presidential election didn't come down to the vote counts on election night, but instead rested on a single local lawsuit filed months later by people who swear their ballots disappeared like socks in a dryer? What if that lawsuit claimed some truly bizarre, statistically impossible things happened in one small county? And a judge actually said, you know what? Let's take a look. Well, welcome to America 2025. This isn't a hypothetical. It's real. A lawsuit in Rockland County, New York is making serious waves. We're talking missing votes, numbers that would make your high school math teacher cry, and a demand for a hand recount. Because apparently machines can't be trusted anymore unless they're vending machines. The question isn't just who won a local race. It's, can we actually trust our elections, or should we start practicing rock, paper, scissors for 2028? Picture this. Hundreds of voters walk in, pick their Senate candidate. Democrat, please. But on that same ballot, not a single vote for Kamala Harris. Not one. Not a few confused folks. Not your grandpa who forgot who was running. Zero. That's one of the main claims in this Rockland County lawsuit. In May 2025, a New York Supreme Court judge ruled this wasn't just tinfoil hat stuff. It deserved a closer look. So now, we're about to deep dive into affidavits, anomalies, and arguments that could make C-SPAN go viral. The case comes from Smart Legislation, a watchdog group determined to make sure democracy doesn't trip over its own shoelaces. Their case? 2 parts. 1. Voters who swear they voted for one candidate and got ghosted in the official count. 2. Numbers so weird they'd get rejected by a Netflix documentary as too far-fetched. Example? In one district, 7 people swear they voted for Diane Sayre, an independent Senate candidate. Official tally, 5 votes. Either 2 people hallucinated their ballot choices or something's fishy. Then there's the presidential math mystery. In one district, Trump 552, Harris 0, but Gillibrand, Democratic Senate, got 327. So apparently, hundreds of voters were like, Democrat for Senate, but for president? Nah. They even brought in a stats professor who said the results were so unlikely they'd need extreme sociological or political causes, aka something went sideways. Now let's be real. This lawsuit isn't going to reverse the 2024 election. Trump already won, 312 to 226. Kamala Harris isn't packing for the White House. The votes in Rockland could switch sides 10 times over and it wouldn't change a thing. But why is this story everywhere? Because it's catnip for the already jumpy national conversation on election integrity. It feeds into a what-if culture where every weird number sparks theories faster than you can say fraud. And Rockland isn't alone. Over in Arizona, Congressman Abe Hamadeh wants a federal probe because of a warehouse storing blank and voted ballots together. Because when you want to inspire public confidence, obviously you mix those like salad ingredients. Here's the kicker. Elections don't run on machines. They run on trust. And that trust? Fragile as a cheap wine glass. Sure, Rockland's weird numbers could mean fraud, or they could mean what locals say, block voting in big Hasidic communities that skews the usual patterns. Either way, without transparency, boom, doubt grows. And let's be honest, the recount, it should be boring, a snooze fest. But now even counting ballots is treated like a high-stakes whodunit. Instead of make sure votes are right, it's find the fraud. And suddenly, we're all trapped in the world's most exhausting reality show. Sorting fact from fiction right now feels harder than finding a clean fork at a family reunion. That's why we're here, to break it down without the nonsense. Subscribe, hit that bell, and join us as we try to keep up with the madness. So what's the real takeaway? The lawsuit is real, based on numbers and sworn statements weird enough for a judge to say, okay, let's look closer. It won't change the presidency. That ship sailed. But it's fuel for America's growing trust issues. A tiny crack that, if we're not careful, could turn into a canyon. Whether this recount finds a clerical error, a glitch, or just human quirkiness, we'll see. But one thing's for sure. In 2025, every vote, every ballot, every hiccup is ammo in the endless battle over what's true.